Hello, we're back. This is Trend Settings, episode 105. For some, I must have... Oh, you know what? I cleared out my desktop and downloads folder, and it was probably just connected to a file on that.
You rookie.
Like an amateur.
Oh no, we're going to need a new intro.
Amateur.
Which I
Yeah,
wouldn't
we've
mind.
lost it. It's gone
I
forever.
wouldn't mind that.
Which, yeah, we actually did need a new intro. Nick, I know you're watching right now, and I know you're busy. I know we have a new podcast you're probably prepping for. But if you get a second, you know...
We should film one.
What? Like, what?
Doing something.
Like...
Okay, I think this is an offline
Get the old green
discussion.
screen out.
Yeah, anyway. If you have ideas for our intro, send it
Sure,
through.
that's offline.
Oh, that.
This is Trend Settings episode 105.
Giving him the sneak behind the curtain, right? Is that right?
And we are Group Settings. My name is Ali.
My name is
I'm Jono.
I'm Dip.
Chris.
Sorry, I just got distracted. One of these cables is really dodgy, so don't touch the cables. Just don't touch them. But someone did just then, and it made a ridiculous.
If you put something in front of Chris, he touches it.
I'm a toucher.
Yeah.
Oof.
You should have seen these screwdrivers and what he did to some corks last week.
He's like that Bulldogs player.
Is that a Mad Monday
Yeah,
thing? Okay.
because he
Sorry.
got something put in front of him and he touched it.
Yes.
Was it his own penis?
No, it was someone else's.
Oh.
You weren't here for that, were you?
No.
Yeah,
We've all been
ironically,
When we finally we had an
one time.
NRL story.
Yeah.
Right.
and lots of people watched
Alright,
it.
don't worry, it'll be the Roosters next Monday.
I doubt it. In 3 weeks.
So do I actually. But
All
right.
We're talking about Serena mostly and the Are You OK thing and some Spider-Man stuff.
Ooh.
But Jono, take
Yeah.
us away
All right.
with what day it is.
Today is Are You OK Day.
What a great
So
day.
at my work, we had like afternoon tea and ate food, and I guess that made everyone feel better. But then they were also like, you should ask people around you, are you okay? It's pretty good idea.
It's a great idea.
Good on him.
Yeah, it's good because like, what's the problem, right? With one of the problems with mental health is that it's a massive stigma around it. People think it's very weird. If you have mental health problems,
Something's wrong with you.
well, yeah, but like it's for some reason considered different to other things that can be wrong with you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't be embarrassed to tell someone that you had cancer,
Or you had a broken arm.
or you broke your arm, or you've got a limp or something.
Yep.
You've got diabetes, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that happened to you. Whereas mental health, I guess people feel like they're like, I don't know, like they're responsible for it, I guess,
Yeah.
or something. Like it's their fault. So this is to help remove stigmas around it. There's nothing wrong with asking people if they're okay, because there's nothing wrong with them not being okay,
Yeah,
right?
entirely.
And it's
Yep.
actually really beneficial to actually talk to someone about it.
Absolutely.
So what we're going to do,
Yeah.
because it can be a little bit awkward, right?
It
Asking someone if they're okay. How should you ask someone, are you okay? That's what I want to discuss.
In private.
In private. So you get them into like a toilet or
Oh
something.
no, like, but like you have to use discretion.
Right.
So you're not going to ask it. In
But say it's a
multiple
workplace.
people. Yeah.
Like you don't...
You can still find quiet moments at work. Because can't you?
Yeah, well, that's why I'm asking. Do you
It's
get them
not
in
like
the
here,
toilet?
come to this,
Birthday
room
Meet
party
me in the
right now,
cubicle.
Make a scene of it. It's just.
And then how do you actually... Because...
It's important because I think a lot of people don't have that tact.
Yeah.
And they're a bit oblivious to things. So it's important to be aware of that.
Should you only ask people if you think there's something wrong?
No.
I think
Yeah.
that's the idea of this day, is that everyone and anyone should be asked.
Yes.
So
but I
it's,
think
it's taking away the stigma of the question.
Yeah,
That's really
right.
what they're-
That's the thing, because
Yeah.
people might think if someone's asking me this question,
Yeah. What's wrong?
what vibes am I giving off
Yeah.
that's making people ask this
Yes.
question, right?
Yeah.
But
So what's
the idea is that anybody can be affected by this.
yes,
Often the people who are most effective have the best camouflage and the best mechanic ways to hide it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you'd want people to be able to ask the question without it making people feel uncomfortable, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess like you don't want to ask it like, "Hey,
Yeah.
are you okay?"
Yeah. Tone of voice.
Tone
is
of voice,
important.
very important, right?
Tone is everything.
But
in
it's
language.
also not, hey, how's it going, mate?
Yeah, no, because you have to give the impression,
It has
and
to be
hopefully
serious.
because you actually do,
Genuine.
you
concern.
genuinely care about the answer, right?
Eye contact.
Yeah.
And I think saying these phrases, because it's in the common vernacular now, that people would understand that this is a real question that you're asking about how they're actually doing, as opposed to, like you said, how you going, something that's just every day, right?
Do you think that? Okay, I'm just gonna throw out a topic of discussion.
Okay, throw it.
Do you think it's? I'm trying to think of a non-negative way to say this, but do you think people are taking it seriously though?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's been positive messaging.
I think most people would know enough people who have been affected by this, right? Like, is it not at that?
Well, I thought the headlines coming out this week or today was 1 in 5 dealing with some kind of mental health problem throughout their life.
And degrees of separation, it's
a lot of people.
Like, everyone's going to at least know someone who's faced that. And
Sure.
and most people in their life have probably been through some point where they weren't okay, and it would have been nice to have someone care and ask that question, right?
Totally.
Like, maybe a few people wouldn't take it seriously because they don't know that. Like, if something's not part of your personal experience, it can be hard to empathize.
Totally.
Yeah.
And like, you hear a lot of people when it comes to mental health being like if someone's facing depression or something, they might be like, oh, why don't they just snap out of it, or why don't they just but like, that's the problem. The not being able to do that is the problem. So that genuinely, I feel like that only comes out if you haven't faced it or you don't know anyone who's faced it, because if you do, then you're going to be more likely to empathize and actually go, well, it's a real thing. There's something
it's a bit more complex.
You've got some physiological issue that is actually causing you problems.
I feel like this year it is a lot more serious, and they're putting a lot more effort into. Because, like, honestly, 2 years ago it was almost said a little bit like a joke. Like, you'd get the "Are you okay?" but it's like the person's being a douchebag to you by saying that.
Do you think that's just a reflection of the age that you're at, rather than?
I think it's more of an Australian culture and humour than anything. But
I think
this is the dodgy cable.
I think absolutely. Like,
I'm just going to loosen that one quickly.
I know what you mean. On the day, like, it's a big thing. Or "Are you okay?" Yeah. It's "Are you okay?" day. But I think the message is coming through. Like, in every year we get a little reminder on "Are you okay?" day. But like, "Are you okay?" It's not these 24 hours is our chance. It's getting in our heads that we need to be watching out for people around us and checking in on them. Not just today, but any time we think they might be going through something bad, or even if they seem absolutely fine, just to check in on people in general. Yeah. Not just today.
Sarah actually gave us the website definition of what you should actually do. And it is from Sarah Tunnicliffe.
Who's that?
1. Ask, are you okay? Be relaxed, friendly, and concerned in your approach. Help them open up by asking questions like, how are you going? Or what's been happening? Mention specific things that have made you concerned for them, like you seem less chatty than usual. How are you going?
Oh, so you really should only ask someone if you think there's something wrong.
Yeah, well, it seems like...
I think that can just help if you've noticed things, then that makes it a bit easier to bring up things where... And then if they say, yeah, I'm fine, then you can keep going and say, okay, but it just seems like you've been a little bit more withdrawn those last few weeks.
It shows genuine concern, which is the main thing, that it's not some, comment that doesn't mean anything to them. It means they're actually thinking of them.
Yeah, you've noticed.
And
stuff.
people's reaction to that is usually they're appreciative. Like they appreciate what their concern.
Given if you have that level of relationship.
Yeah, that's right.
If you don't, then they might feel awkward and they'll close off.
Yeah, true. So it has to be the right relationship, has to be the right tone. So it's more than just saying a sentence to someone that is meaningless to you just because everyone else is doing it. It has to come from genuine concern for the person.
Yeah, and then the second big step that is a part of this thing is just listening. And so hopefully once you ask the question, if someone feels like putting themselves out there and sharing with you where they're at, it's really important to just be able to listen and not tell them do this, or don't feel this, or you're wrong, or anything. But listening is really, really important for people to feel like they're heard and that they're understood, and that they it's fine to talk to someone about it, and they're not going to get.
Yeah. And I think that with that skill, the better you become at listening, the better you are at picking up cues of where people may be holding back or saying a comment that seems quite odd at the moment, or that could be you could press into, you could delve into a little bit more, but it has to be, usually you have to be quite skilled and aware to do that. Not everyone has that skill to do that in conversations.
You also don't want to dig too deep as well, right?
Well, it's totally up to the person of how much they want to.
I think it depends on your relationship more than anything.
You
with
don't
that
have to press too hard.
But like, if they're having a proper mental health issue, like none of us are qualified.
No, that's right.
To
You'd have
help
to
anyone
obviously
through
have
that.
to get
That's
professional support.
That's the third step that
of course.
they're promoting, is encouraging action. So, okay, what can we do about this? Do you need to go and see someone? Should you go to the doctor?
Yeah, you shouldn't
What
give
they think?
advice personally, like,
No,
you
of
should do
course
this or anything like that, because
Yeah,
we're
of
not
course not.
qualified.
But I think the idea is to give the opportunity for people to speak.
Yeah.
Rather than not you trying to solve their problems. It's not about that.
Listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the fourth step is just to check back in with them, because, like you just said, we're not the professionals. We're not going to treat them, diagnose them, or anything like that. But we can give them, try and get them to someone who will, and then check back on them, so that we still care.
Yeah.
It's good. Well, positive.
So
overall.
takeaway, it's very common, and we should be more involved with it.
We should be thinking about others more than ourselves.
Yes.
Because if it's 1 in 5, then you probably know someone
Definitely.
Definitely know
who's
someone.
actually going through
Whether
that.
People you
know or
work
not.
with, people in your family, friends of yours.
Yeah.
For sure.
And Sarah says, I think it's great that we are raising this in schools. We had kindergarten students wear yellow today and were exposed to the concept of "Are you okay?"
It's good.
That's
Nice.
great. When I was in primary school,
Seems very foreign to what we
no
I
idea.
was in primary still. We still could get hit.
Yeah,
So,
we didn't
you know,
get bullied. when we
Yeah,
went
that was
home.
like right at the start of when
Yeah.
we were in primary school. You could still go to the.
Yeah,
They'd still
yeah.
whack you with a ruler or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the
I think it was probably like the last.
They
year.
hit you and then they say, "Are you okay?"
Are you okay?
You say, "No."
Oh, I feel alright. I just got smacked, but
yeah.
not good.